Good morning. Today's recipe is Char Siu, which is Chinese barbecued pork. You need 5-spice powder, which is a traditional Chinese spice mixture. I've got some in a dish here. You need some creamed honey. You will definitely need the fermented traditional bean curd chunk. There are two kinds. There's white and the red. For people that already know barbecue pork, this is where the red color comes from. You can use food coloring if you have to. If you can't find the red one, you can only get the white one. You cannot use plain bean curd for this. It must be the fermented or the flavor will not be the same. For this, you also need some mai jiao, which is the salted rice wine. Now, there's two kinds of mai jiao. There is the clear one, which is not the one you want. This one is the one that looks like sherry. It always comes in a dark glass bottle, and it's really difficult to see in this light. But if you tilt it up in a strong light, you will notice that the liquid is darker than the glass. So if you see that, you've got the right one. You also need some hoisin sauce, some dark soy sauce, about 2 pounds of boneless pork shoulder butt, one piece that you're going to cut up after, a dish to marinate it in, a bowl to prepare the marinade, a cutting board, and an extremely sharp knife. So the first step is to prepare the meat. Take a look at, each piece is going to be different. Take a look at what you've gotten. I picked the nicest one I could find from the counter. This is going to be done in strips, so you will not be cutting it across the grain. You're going to be cutting it with. So they don't all have to be even. So that's about one good one. Just put that on a side. Here's another small piece here. So just cut that off. Now, you can take off, if you've got a lot of membrane on the inside, you can take some of this off. I try not to take too much off with the boning knife because I don't want to lose too much of the meat. Alright, so the next step is to season the meat. Now, you don't want to over-season with the 5-spice powder because the flavor will be too strong. This is sort of like an art form. Each recipe will turn out slightly different. So what you do is once you've identified the flavors that you like, you adjust the seasonings until the recipe is your own. Okay, so that's a bit of 5-spice. You rub it, and then turn it over. Get a bit more. Okay, so set this in the dish. So the marinade ingredients are prepared in a specific order. So first thing, you need the creamed honey. Get the fermented bean curd. Now, this stuff comes cut up into chunks. I have tried, the last time I tried one chunk, came out very well. So what you do is you get a chunk with some of the juice on a spoon. You don't need to get every last bit. This is going to be marinating for quite a while. The next is the rice wine. Start with 1 tablespoon. See how that looks? That's a bit thin. I would go to 2. Next is the hoisin sauce. I got a nice squeezed bottle of this stuff here. So I do 1 good squeeze around, just about like that. This dark soy, you have to have dark soy. Don't use light soy for this, it won't be the same. This you have to visually estimate approximately between half a cup to a cup. Pour the marinade on top. The minimum time this can go is 2 hours. I usually do 3. You can do more. I heard up to 12. So it's been an hour. I just took it out of the fridge. I'm going to give it a good stir and a baste and turn them over so you can see how the color, starting to get that really nice dark color. And the meat in a couple hours will start to become translucent. You can start to see it happen a little bit. Well, this has been in for 3 or 4 more hours. I had workmen come over that I didn't realize were coming today. I thought it was later. So this has been in the fridge for another 4 hours. You can see the color is really nice. So I've got the oven heating up now to 400 degrees, and I'm going to get my baking tray ready and come back and show you that. So I got my pan here lined with tin foil. I put a bit of water in the bottom. I'll put a bit more. Should have about half to 1 cup. Okay, so this is where you get your pieces out that have been marinating, and just lay them on here. There's the last piece on there. So the oven is heating to 400 degrees. Okay, so it's been around 15 minutes. I got delayed unexpectedly when I couldn't find the basting brush. So what I'm going to do is just give these a quick baste on this side first with the reserved marinade. Okay, give them a quick flip. It's always good at this point, check to see how your water's doing. If your water is close to evaporating, you want to add some more for sure. You don't want this getting dry in the pan. You don't want to set off the smoke alarming. Though I did get new smoke alarms since the pot roast, so I haven't had that happen again. Okay. So a little bit of a baste here, and then back in. So that looked pretty good. So I think it let it go for another 10 or 15. Just popped it out, haven't basted it yet. At this point, you're nearly done. Okay? If you wanted to eat right now, or use this in a dish, you could. What I like to do is I do like to leave it in a little longer at a lower heat to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly all the way through. Though it will reheat in dishes. Sometimes you do like to just slice a little off and have it just by itself. Okay. So I'm going to turn the heat down to 350 now and give it one more go round, and we'll see how it is after that. I've had it at a lower heat for a while now, taking it out every 5 or 10 minutes just to take a look at it, see what the color looks like. You want to keep an eye on the basting to make sure it doesn't dry. Okay, so that's looking just wonderful. Give it another little baste. So I've taken one piece out of the pan because I want to do a test cut here, show you what it looks like. Yep. Okay. The zoom never works properly on this thing. So there you have it, Char Siu, Chinese barbecue pork. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.